Okay, I've had a few questions on inserting images into a Word doc. So I'm going to give you my take on this. I'm by no means a Word expert. I know the Creative Suite much better, but everyone has access to Word, whether it's at home or in the library. So that's what we'll be talking about here. But if you do know how to use the Creative Suite, you're more than welcome to bring two images into Photoshop, do whatever resizing you want to make, one single JPEG out of two images, and then import it into your document. Just keep in mind that you have 6.5 inches across here because on an 8.5 by 11 document in Word, the default is a 1 inch margin on each side. So 8.5 minus one again would be 6.5. So let's just go through the basics, and I think probably the most complicated thing would be trying to get two images side by side like this. So to bring an image in, it's going to go wherever your cursor is placed. So, and we're just going to go Insert, Photo, and then Picture from a file. So that would be assuming that you have the image on your computer and or your thumb drive or whatever, and you have access to navigate to it. If the version of Word that you're using doesn't look like this, you may have to go to the help menu and type in insert image. I am using a Mac laptop, so if you're using a PC, that may be a little bit different. But let's go ahead and see if this doesn't help you out. So insert photo from file, then you need to navigate to the location of your image. So I'll pause while I find one. So click on the image that you want, click on insert, places it automatically where the cursor was. Now if the image is huge, it'll probably place it at the biggest size that it can in here. If it's really small, then obviously it's going to place it smaller. An important thing on resizing images is it will let you mess up the image. So if you just come over here to the side, put your cursor on one of these things, and it turns to the arrows and you drag, it will let you destroy the image basically. So since this is a design class and we're comparing works of art of designers, we definitely don't want to mess these things up. So what you want to do, the safest bet, is go to the corner, hold down the shift key, and then drag, and that will let you scale the image to whatever size you want. And then if you have two images and you're trying to get them side by side, like what I did above, then what you're going to need to do is make them both small first. So let me bring in another one. So with the second image here, first thing we have to do is make them so that combined they're less than the 6.5 inches that we have to deal with here. So click on one image, go to that bottom corner, hold down the shift key and drag, and then do the same to the one below it. And by default, they don't just snap up into place. So what you have to do is you have to get your cursor in here. And by the way, once you have these images, you can almost think of these as being like this is a word and this is a word. So if you want to get the words next to each other, you just got to get the cursor in there. And it's real hard to see the cursor. I can barely see it blinking there. So I could either hit delete now and bring this one up, or before I hit delete, I could put a couple spaces in there with the space bar. And then if I'm trying to get them to be the same size, then it's just going to take a little bit of playing around here. And you won't be judged by your layout if one's a 1/16 of an inch smaller than the other and it doesn't look graphically perfect. It's not a graphic design class, it's a history of graphic design. So that would be fine. Then you can just go in here, and if you want to type the graphic designer's name under the image, or just like I did above, example A and example B, or what have you, it's now just a matter of typing. So hopefully that addresses any questions that you have. If not, feel free to shoot me an email.